Okay, time for episode 66 of Driver Career Mode, Monza, Season 5, I forgot what round it is, with McLaren Porsche. If you missed the previous episode, I reckon go and check that one out as well, at the Netherlands, from the back of the grid, that race as well. Durability wise, another upgrade there. Ultimate internal combustion engine, that for finally see us closing on the rest of the grid and finally not being bottom place in terms of durability. We've got a question about our new rival, because our rivalry with Max Verstappen ended, and to change it up, we're gonna go with George Russell as a rival, try and resurge him, because Mercedes haven't do that great. Although there's a little bit of a glitch with the R&D tree, because it says AlphaTauri is ahead of Mercedes, but you look at the line, Mercedes is ahead of AlphaTauri. Don't ask me how. Ferrari have brought upgrades as expected as well to their home Grand Prix, so they're now back ahead of Red Bull into second place, but they haven't really shown up. They obviously need that to improve Carlos Sainz, because obviously he is still quite some way behind. Leclerc and Verstappen are comfortably beating out Vettel in most of the races now, so Vettel needs to get his act together if the Ferrari want to challenge for that second place in the Constructors' Championship. So, moving to qualifying, Monza, a track that I've been to in real life. It's actually quite hard to find in actual, because it's based in the middle of a park. And you need your hiking boots to be able to walk there. But in terms of racing, it's actually a good track for me. Low wings, not 0-0 for me because I'm a noob. Well, I say noob, I mean I run most assists. So it is, however, did lower some of the wings from practice to qualifying, because I felt that we need a bit more straight line speed. We had the downforce enough, being maxed out on the aero and the chassis side, to be able to take, and even the engine side, to be able to make enough with it with lesser wings. Verstappen goes fastest now. We're going a little bit faster than ourselves. It's a green first sector, slightly down on Verstappen, so they have got even more speed through sector 1, but I believe that's because out of turn 2 they are so OP on traction again. Through the Lesbos sections, this is where we can make up time, funny enough, on the AI. You see we've made up 3/10 there. We get a nice slipstream from, I believe, one of the Ferraris in front as well. We're gaining on him. Purple middle sector, slightly up on Verstappen. Can we get pole at Italy? Sainz I don't think is anywhere, although he might be in front of us. We've got Vettel down to P4, so Leclerc and Ricciardo have improved as well, jumping about 1.2 tenths almost improvement on our previous best time through Parabolica, as we try and get the tightest line to the end of the track without losing time. Up to the line, what's it going to be? I think that's P1. And it's pole position for the Italian Grand Prix, and Carlos Sainz is only 4th. Oh, so close to both Red Bulls. So this is a massive improvement for Red Bull compared to where they were at the start of the season in Bahrain, where they're like 8th and 9th. You see where Mercedes are, 9th and 11th. You know, AlphaTauri, we all know how fast that car is from when we drove it in Season 2. The Haas cars as well, 14th and 15th, but they're a lot closer than they should be. So, yes, we'll see what we can do though. From pole position on the grid, it's nevertheless time for today's race. It's time for the Slipstream Grand Prix. It's time to upset the Tifosi, and it's time for the Italian Grand Prix.
It's time for the Italian Grand Prix once again here at the beloved and iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. With the lowest downforce and drag of any circuit in the season, expect to see drivers making the most of the slipstream effect here today. With top speeds up to 215 and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation of one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Phoenix lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo and Vettel. Norris, Gasly, Russell and Kevin Magnussen, Hamilton, Ocon, Mick Schumacher and Latifi, Joe, Albon, Robert Schwartzman and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
We're starting from pole. I think we've got bigger ambitions than just being in the top 10 mark. Race strategy is going to be our one stop from soft to medium, because medium to soft is slower. We're going to lower the fuel hit, but not too much because of that stupid fuel glitch as well, and that all the AI have as well. We'll end up running out of fuel. So private lights then for the Italian Grand Prix, and away we go. A short hold there. We're going to instantly move to the right hand side to block Verstappen off. He's going to try and go around the outside, and you can see he's had a better launch already as we try and cut down the inside. And we can make this work, but then he just cuts across, back across, without thinking of where I wanted to be there. But nevertheless, we have made the position, and we're losing out to Ricciardo as well. You're supposed to be supporting my bid in the championship. The first attack, and we're going to dive Ricciardo here, and remind him that he's supposed to be supporting our championship bid and move back up into P2. Ricciardo! No, we're going to force him out here. There's a bit of contact with our teammate. Not happy with the Australian. What are you thinking? I don't know what he's thinking he's doing. We shouldn't be racing him. You know, at the end of the day, he's not in a championship fight. I am. You know, at the end of the day, his job is to get the chasing pack behind, make sure we beat Sainz, as well as Leclerc tried to have a go at Ricciardo down at Ascari, and lost out to Gasly. But now Gasly's going to come. He's going to now under threat from Leclerc as they go side by side into turn one, and then Gasly hits the cursed curve at turn 2, always loses traction, and the AI, whoever on the inside that corner, always loses position. Like you can see here, like Norris tries to make the overtake and doesn't get the position on Kevin Magnussen, the other AlphaTauri. So yeah, AlphaTauri, and the Latifi's had a great start. I think he's up to P10. So there's chance for points for Haas today as well. They seem to have very good straight line speed, Haas. This is unusual for them as we now close in on Verstappen. Had a little look at turn 1 and turn 2, nothing doing there as well. We have set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as Gasly now comes back at... Sorry, excuse me, he's coming back for Sainz in the Ferrari car, and Sainz takes the cursed curve this time, and Gasly is able to P5. But now it's time to unleash biblical speed. Verstappen has no chance with the poorly Aston Martin engine. 225 the previous lap, 224 this lap, and it's comfortable. Verstappen doesn't have the answer with that, but he is keeping with it. So there is pace in that Red Bull, even if it might be down on raw horsepower as well. He's had a great run out of Ascari down to Parabolica. He chooses the outside line. We're just going to keep the foot in through Parabolica. Verstappen yields the position as Ricciardo, who was in P3, is now being overtaken by Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc is a double podium for Red Bull at the moment. Leclerc there. We've had a poor thing out turn 2 round Curve Grande, and Verstappen there. He's on the inside, but we are going to cut across just like he did to us at turn 1, and I think we're even, mate. As well as we come into the pits at the end of lap 6, excuse me, for a one and only pit stop for a set of medium tyres. Verstappen in as well. Hopefully this is a good stop and we're able to maybe get a little bit of a gap on Verstappen. You know, that's the thing. I haven't been able to grow the gap since we took the lead at all. It still comes out right up our gearbox as well. Sainz is also pitted, as has Magnussen and one of the Mercedes cars as well. I'm just going to use a bit of ERS. And Gasly doesn't have a front wing. That's such a shame for Pierre. He was on for such a good result. And that is Kevin Magnussen going slowly as well. So it's disaster for AlphaTauri. This is what happened to Gasly. Well, he just runs into the back of Sebastian Vettel, who lost out to. Confirmation, there's Kevin Magnussen, and there's the plume of smoke. So Magnussen's out. Gasly's going to have to make a second stop because he's got no front wing. And what was looking for a good home race for AlphaTauri has now gone very sour. So watching Sainz versus Ricciardo. Sainz takes the cursed curve though. Ricciardo can keep P4. This is crucial for the championship. Could be, you know, if we have a disaster race, Sainz gains a load of points. You know, this could be the difference between winning the world championship. We never know. As Ricciardo goes deep, he locks up, and Sainz is through to P4. Yeah, it's just as well Ricciardo's retiring because I'm not particularly happy with this position. And that is an overtake for Russell on his former teammate Latifi, who's sadly going to finish out the points in P11. So, such a shame for Latifi, I think, that Russell getting the final points. Not been a great season for Mercedes at all. It's been a much better end of the season for Red Bull. Verstappen 1.1, Leclerc 2. Even Leclerc was catching as well. Both Red Bulls have insane speed, but nevertheless, it's victory in front of the Tifosi, much to their annoyance. Let's not seeing a Ferrari on the podium at all as well, but you know, we'll take that. It's definitely more points to the championship, and it's definitely an answer to the Netherlands.
What a fantastic Grand Prix that was, and an excellent win for McLaren. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Yes, another victory to add to the collection for on this year's Grima. I think that's 14 now in total. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yes, definitely one hand on the trophy. As I keep saying, I don't think I've ever had 2 seasons being this dominant in any career mode. Obviously, we were pretty dominant in season 3. Now we continue that dominance with McLaren in season 4. But Red Bull, to be fair, are putting up a fight, but they are too far behind potentially. Only other in the 19s. As I say, Ricciardo P4, P5 today. Sainz loses out now, and now he's 49 points behind. Almost 2 race victories. We can record, we can record to retire early at this rate. Well, in terms of constructors, that's pretty much wrapped up as well. Red Bull far in front as well of Mercedes. Ferrari, Mercedes and Alpine way behind in that fight for P2. As we lead our new rival George Russell 7-3 as well, and gain some more acclaim. So yes, that's where we are. Our 5th race win of the season. We seem to have this streak since Canada of winning every other race. So maybe we'll in Portugal next time. Next week will be Japan and Portugal. So Japan, we did a medium soft strategy at Suzuka last season, which actually got us some good points in the end, despite, was it the previous season before? I can't remember. We definitely did that strategy, so we might look at doing that strategy again. Portugal's definitely an unknown because we've not raced there in career mode since F1 2021, and I've not raced there since, well, at least this year at all. Not even since probably last October, I think, is when the last time we raced there. Well, But Ricciardo's focus, just to note, you know, he came back and had 80 focus instantly, which is the default. Now it's going down. He's only had 1 podium from 4 races. Not as good as Piastri, clearly, for McLaren. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F1 22 driving videos as when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.